So that I'm not like a nervous speaker, but I don't know, like it's been a while. So
You're one of the few people who have actually successfully been able to tell me what a blockchain is. Could you tell me how blockchain as an authentication technology can change how we do online purchases?
oh, well, I didn't realize that I was one of the people that actually is able to explain the blockchain. Um, as an authentication technology, look, I think the thing that looking at things through a luxury angle, and again, going back to that topic of resale and how much of a trend of how much that's going to be part of our shopping behavior in the future. The thing that's great about blockchain technology, which still has a lot of room to improve, right? We all know that there's concerns around the environmental impacts. But if you go back to what it's actually trying to achieve, and it will figure out a way to achieve it in the way that we need it to, is that decentralization of information, that immutable access to the history behind a good. When you think about luxury, it just aligns so well because you buy luxury goods as a collector of them. And when you spend a significant amount of money on something, it's either going to be handed down to the next generation or it's going to be handed over to another lover of those luxury goods through resale and so blockchain authentication technology combined with that, it just gives us a much smoother process through which to do it so that the next buyer can really trace the history of that. You asked authentication, but this is a number of different things tied together. This is authentication, it's provenance, it's ownership, but it's hard to talk about one without the other when you're thinking about an actual customer journey. But it's going to make so many of those processes so much simpler. And the other thing that it can really unlock, which is lost right now in the way that goods go through their life cycle, is the ability for the brand that created the item in the first place to remain part of its journey, to have an ability, if the second consumer, the third consumer wishes to have a connection back to that brand, to know where it came from and have a channel back to them. So I think that it's really exciting from a customer perspective in having trust and in having knowledge about the history of this item, where it's been, the life that it's had, who's been using it. Like this is kind of why you buy secondhand sometimes, is so that you can get a piece of that the journey of the actual item, but then it also really unlocks an opportunity for the brands when it comes to connecting with their customers, because those secondhand customers are still their customers. They're still a lover of their brand and their goods.